4 years ago, Robert Lewandoski had won a whopping 6 trophies, including a treble and an outstanding Champions League campaign. Without a doubt, he was the best player in Europe and deserving of his first Ballon d'Or. Not only did he not receive a Ballon d'Or, but barely 4 years later, he is a shadow of the player he was. What happened to Robert Lewandoski? In the 1920 season, Lewandoski was part of that ruthless Bayern team that went 6 from 6 in the UCL group and went on to batter every team on their way to a treble under Hansi Flick. He was their key man, top scoring in league and cups. In the Champions League final versus PSG, he won the only trophy that he hadn't won in his entire career. He scored an insane 55 goals in that season and was a favorite for the Ballon d'Or. Although many knew he should have won it, they eventually cancelled the ceremony due to COVID, which in my opinion is one of the most underspoken issues I've ever seen. Somehow, when someone who isn't the usual outperforms the pack, they cancel the award. Cool, cancel the event, but you can still give the man his well-deserved award. To make it worse, they had Messi win the 2021 version and ignored the fact that Lewandowski didn't get the previous year's one. Anyway, he played another 2 seasons for Bayern where he scored 48 and 49 goals respectively. A dispute over a new contract saw Lewandowski join Barcelona, in what was a big move for the player who had never played outside the Bundesliga before. He struggled with the physicality at the start, but eventually got the hang of it and started banging the goals in. Barcelona in general were poor in Europe, where they dropped from Champions League to Europa League and got knocked out in the round of 32 there as well. He only scored in 2 of the 6 group games, including a hat-trick versus Victoria Pleasant, and blanked in both games versus Bayern Munich. It was poor from their marksmen, especially when they needed his goals in their struggling period. He was scoring in La Liga though, and was leading the scoring charts at the time. He ended on 23 league goals and 33 in total. Less than his Bundesliga numbers, but still good by the average standards. There was a massive drop-off performance-wise from him after the World Cup break in December though. Whether it was fatigue or not, he was almost in second gear from then towards May, where they walked the league title. Madrid were miles off in the end, so they weren't at their best. By the way, if you're still watching, it means you're enjoying the video, so do support by liking the video and most importantly, subscribing to the channel. Many saw it as a form thing, and in the 2023-24 season, we'd see the goal-scoring freak we all knew before the World Cup, but no. Despite a handful of goals, he's almost gone back from last season, missing chances he'd never missed before and looking visibly frustrated with himself and teammates. He had a 3-game goalless streak in the Champions League for the first time in a decade, and it looks like he's on the sharp decline. There's also a crazy stat going around that he hasn't scored a knockout goal in 3 seasons. This is the 4th all-time UCL top goalscorer we're talking about here, so it's very uncharacteristic for him to not be scoring in that competition. While they won the league with him last season, he was good for the first half and dropped off towards the second half. Barcelona cannot win the league with him in this state, and he's literally wasting chance after chance, game after game. 18-year-old Victor Roque from Brazil has just come in and already has pressure to replace Robert Lewandoski, and frankly, I don't think he'd do any worse currently. You might as well give him the game time and he'll develop from it. Compared to playing Lewandowski and dropping the morale of teammates due to his body language and form, it's a sad and sudden drop off in his career. You wouldn't expect it to be this sharp of a downfall, but it seems like it might be. Will he leave Barcelona in the summer? Probably. And he would likely have to go to the Saudi Pro League or the MLS at this point, where there's less pressure and a nice contract to end his career. What do you guys think? Is he on the decline, or do Barcelona fans need to have more patience with him and let him play into form? Let me know down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.